The movie opens with John, who is a wolf hunter, working for an oil facility where his job is to protect the workers of the oil facility from wolves. John feels very lonely after his wife's death, and he always misses his wife, and one day he tries to kill himself, but he is unable to do so. The next day, John boards a plane with the oil workers to return to Anchorage. Suddenly, the plane starts shaking, but John doesn't pay attention to it and sleeps inside the airplane and sees his wife in his dreams. John wakes up due to the shaking of the plane. John sees from the plane window that the engine of the plane is on fire. John quickly puts on his seatbelt and the plane crashes in the snowy wilderness. John survives along with 6 other oil workers named Diaz, Jackson, Jerome, Pete, Todd, and Luke. John brings everyone inside the plane wreckage. They all come out of the plane wreckage and start looking for supplies. At night, they light a fire. Meanwhile, John sees a wolf that was eating the woman's corpse. John runs towards the wolf to chase it away. Meanwhile, another wolf attacks John and bites his leg. Meanwhile, other oil workers reach there, and the wolves run away from there. John tells them all that we are in the territory of wolves, and we are a threat to these wolves, and that is why they will attack us. Meanwhile, they take the wallets of all the bodies and put all the bodies together in a line. After a while, many wolves surround them, but don't do anything to them. They just look at them and leave. At night, Luke was keeping watch when a wolf came and killed him. In the morning, they all woke up and found Luke's dead body. John tells them all that if we stay here, those wolves will kill us one by one. John tells all of them that there is a forest a little distance from here. If we cross the forest silently from the wolves, we will get out of the wolves' territory and be safe. They all agree with John and leave for the forest with him. On the way, wolves attack Todd and kill him. When they are near the forest, the wolves follow them. They all quickly gather wood and light a fire so that the wolves do not come near them. At night, a wolf comes to attack them, but they manage to kill it and eat it. In the morning, there is a heavy snowstorm, and due to this storm, Jackson dies, although John tries hard to save Jackson, but he is unable to save him. Meanwhile, they see a huge river and decide to make a rope to cross it. They make a rope and tie it to Pete. Pete jumps from the top after praying and successfully reaches the tree. Meanwhile, the rope breaks, but Diaz manages to catch it. They start climbing the rope one by one and head towards the trees. John and Diaz reach the trees, but the rope breaks and Jerome falls. They all rush down the tree to save Jerome, but the wolves take him away. They walk alongside the river. After a long journey, Diaz gives up and tells John and Pete, "I can't go any further. I want to rest." Pete says to Diaz, "Don't give up. Let us carry you on our shoulders." But Diaz flatly refuses and asks them to leave. Both of them say goodbye to Diaz and leave from there. On the way, Pete asks John, "I saw you in the bar. You looked very sad, and then you picked up your rifle and left." John tells him that I was going to work, but Pete tells him that you had finished the work in the morning. Meanwhile, the wolves arrive there. Pete jumps into the river to escape from the wolves. John also slips and falls into the river. Pete hits the tree and his foot gets stuck in the river stones, causing him to start drowning. John tries hard to pull Pete out, but unfortunately, Pete drowns and dies. John gets out of the river and starts walking. After walking for a long time, John also gives up and sits down. He takes out the wallets of the others who died and starts looking at the pictures of their families. At the same time, John is surrounded by wolves from all sides. Then the chief of the wolves reaches there. The other wolves leave after seeing him. John binds the medicine vials in his hands with tape solution, and in the other hand also binds the knife with tape solution and runs towards the wolf, and the movie ends here.